A major boost. The president now giving states even more available vaccine.
200 million more doses than the federal government had previously secured.
Colorado ready to accept the new doses, which cannot come fast enough.
If you're over 70, you may have gotten the vaccine. You may get it this week, you may get it next week, you may get it the week after next, but you will get it. We're doing everything we can with every dose here to save lives.
And nail in the coffin?
Unity is the opposite of this travesty we are about to witness.
Republican senators indicating today how the rest of Trump's impeachment trial will play out.
He has never disavowed the lies that were fed to the American people.
Plus a 17-car pileup on I-25.
Traffic backed up for hours across the state.
And Colorado is getting snow, and lots of it.
Boy, it's been a while since Colorado has seen a pileup like this. 17 cars, including 3 semis. Boy, all crashing into each other this afternoon on I-25 near Loveland.
6 people had minor injuries. Now, luckily, nobody was seriously hurt. Now, let's take a live look now. That area actually just opened back up within the last 5-10 minutes, so it's going to be slow going, but at least it's going. And we're really seeing delays all across the state on this Weather Action Day.
And that is why we want to get straight to Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson. And Mike, some places got more than a couple of inches of fresh snow.
A few places got more. Most didn't, about 2 inches, but that sure did the trick out there as far as the slick conditions, and it continues at this hour. This is downtown, taking a look at Lincoln and Broadway. Here's some of the snow totals. About 5 inches a mile north-northeast of Estes Park, 5 miles west-northwest of Conifer, about 4, but most areas had 1 to 2 inches. But it was the timing coming in early this morning and lasting throughout the day. Still some light snow lingering. I think additional accumulations will be a half an inch or so. Out in the eastern plains, the snow continues a little heavier near the Kansas-Nebraska border and down over southeast Colorado, where the winter weather advisory remains in effect until 11 p.m. tonight. What will continue to fall? Temperatures. It's 20 right now in Denver, 16 at Greeley, 12 at Akron. We'll see temperatures drop to the single digits on the plains and below 0 in the mountains by early morning. So light snow will be ending, but it stays slick tonight. Single digits in Denver by morning. By about 8 or 9 o'clock, conditions will improve greatly. And we do have a nice warm up for the end of the week. I'll let you know which day the temperature hits 60 coming up in the 7-day.
All right, thank you, Mike. Ready for the next shipment. Late this afternoon, President Biden announced 200 million additional coronavirus vaccine doses are being purchased by the federal government. So that brings the total to 600 million. And he says that'll be enough for 300 million Americans to be fully vaccinated by the summer. The president says this should increase states' vaccine supplies by at least 16%.
And once that new supply arrives, that supply will immediately be sent to all 50 states, including, of course, Colorado. Latest numbers from the state show Colorado received more than 376,000 doses. Nearly all of those doses have gone to healthcare workers and those over the age of 70. And today, Governor Polis said the state is using all its available vaccine and is ready to administer more once the next shipment arrives from the feds.
And the governor wants to move as quickly as possible. Right now, 1 in every 115 Coloradans is contagious with the virus. But with more people vaccinated, the governor hopes he can modify the state dial to open up more of the state. Denver7's Liz Gilardi has more on how the governor sees this all playing out.
Governor Jared Polis said wearing a mask and doing our part is just as critical as this vaccine is being rolled out, and it could be even more critical if the variant becomes more widespread. This vaccine clinic at Coors Field is setting the stage for an even bigger event this weekend. The goal is to vaccinate 10,000 people, although it looks like progress.
We really don't see the full effect or benefit of the vaccine for many months to come.
Until then, Governor Jared Polis says Coloradans need to continue doing their part.
If people get a little bit more lax, it will resurge before the vaccine has a time to kick in. That's kind of what we were showing. Vaccine rapidly happening. But currently, right now, a lot of danger in socializing and getting together or not wearing masks.
The state's epidemiologists showed data to back up that claim. This chart with the blue and gray bars shows the potential impact of the vaccine.
But I want to highlight here for you the fact that if we maintain our current level of transmission control at 78%, that is really where we see the greatest impact on saving lives here in the state.
Transmission control is a fancy way to sum up all of the measures we've taken since March, like social distancing and wearing a mask. mask. But we asked the governor if there's an end in sight or if we could see a rollback of restrictions.
But there will be more substantive change to the dial, and we're beginning these conversations once our most vulnerable are protected, right? What does the dial look like once everybody over 65, essential workers, all have protection?
The governor says the state will modify and eventually wind down this dial. In the meantime, the COVID-19 variant could pose a threat. But there's still a lot of unknowns. The message from the state is the variant, already detected in Colorado, will have less of an impact if we continue to do our part to slow the spread.
The variant is going to, we believe, increase, as time goes on. I think we just don't know at this point how rapidly we might see that variant increase.
And the governor says he's expecting to release more information about the vaccine rollout and additional phases, including teachers and those 65 and up. He's just waiting to hear how much supply the state will be receiving. Liz Gilardi, Denver 7.
All right, the telephone number 877-268-2926. And those are the hours it's open. We're there on your screen. Starting Monday, though, you can call 24/7. You can find all the details right now on thedenverchannel.com.
President Biden is directing housing and urban development to work toward promoting fair housing policies. This is all part of his first full week where he is rolling out daily executive orders. Today, he also signed an order creating a policing commission, and this will establish steps to improve prison conditions and eliminate the use of private prisons.
New at 5, we are learning that Senator Patrick Leahy, who is presiding over former President Donald Trump's impeachment trial, has been taken to the hospital.
He was in the Senate today as Senate jurors were sworn in. Shortly thereafter, the 80-year-old senator was taken to the hospital for not feeling well.
So also today, we got a little bit of a glimpse at how senators may vote in the trial. Today, a majority of Republican senators, including Mitch McConnell, voted to declare this second impeachment trial unconstitutional. Just 5 Republicans said they were in favor of moving forward. Today, senators were sworn in as jurors and were then sent home for the next couple of weeks. That trial will begin February 9th.
Right now, Adams County sheriffs are searching for the man who shot a mother and her son. They're out shopping at a Dollar General in Arvada, and deputies think the shooting might have been random. Denver 7's Ivan Rodriguez is there at the scene right now. Ivan, we've just learned more information about these victims.
And we're learning that it was a mother and son who were shot. The mother was actually using a walker inside this Dollar General behind me when she was shopping with their son before they were shot. The Adams County Sheriff's Office tells me so far they found no motive for this shooting. For the last 15 years, Anayeli Mendoza has been working at the Carniceria La Pasadita. She says this shopping center near Sheridan and West 53rd Place has suffered its share of vandalism.
Siempre hay mucho homeless y se portan mal.
She blames the homeless in the area for several broken windows. But from that to a shooting this morning at the Dollar General just a few doors down is a big difference.
No, yo nunca había escuchado aquí que hubiera habido una balacera, la verdad. Eso ya es algo fuerte.
She says she's never heard any gunshots while at work, making what happened this morning absolutely chilling. The Adams County Sheriff's Office says they arrived on scene shortly after 9:30 when the call came in.
When deputies arrived, they found a male and a female victims by the front door, and they received non-life-threatening injuries.
Both of them appeared to be checking out at the register.
Both victims were purchasing items at the front desk or at the front counter, and when the male stepped inside the front door and appeared to just, from what we've been told, just start shooting.
But with no disturbance before or after the shooting, the sheriff's office is continuing to look for a motive, as well as the suspect who took off in a black BMW without any plates. The sheriff's office says the man was also accompanied by a woman.
It appears to be random, but we're still in the very preliminary stages.
The Adams County Sheriff's Office says the woman who was shot is recovering from her injuries, but her son remains in critical condition. Live in Arvada, Ivan Rodriguez, Denver 7.
Separating fact from fiction.
Who's writing it? What's the bias? What's the opinion?
And with so many sources available online, Colorado students are turning to traditional methods to dig up the truth.
What our role is, though, is to teach them how to dig deeper.
Right now, it's never been more important.
A scholarship for addiction patients.
With COVID, it was so hard to get into treatment.
How a Colorado treatment center is helping those in need.
It's really there to extend the invitation for anybody to get services who needs it.
And someone in Colorado could be losing out on $150,000.